over your head, how much of what could happen there goes into the budget making process here? Does it impact your decision making at
No,
all?
I'm not going to sit around and worry about what Congress may or may not do. We're going to continue to go forward with our budget as best we can with what we know and what we can facilitate with making those recommendations that we think are necessary to make the system more effective and efficient here in Ohio. We're going to continue to do that, work with our different folks, both the Senate and the administration, to do the best we can within the confines that we have. And I'm not going to wait around to see and hope what the Congress will or won't do. And by the way, it's just not on Medicaid. There's a lot of other areas, education. There's a lot of environmental issues that different changes ruling could happen. And so we're just going to do deal with what we have in front of us. And as things progress and change, we'll be prepared to do corrective budgets. And we also have I anticipate fully we'll have a mid-biennial review, which we normally do, and it's another area that we can also address those things.
Can you talk a little bit more about corrective budgets? If something happens in Congress, would you have to rush back here to make changes, or do you think you would have time?
I don't think we're going to rush back to do anything. I think we'll have plenty of time to make decisions that are necessary, and to be quite frank, who knows, maybe it takes a year, maybe it's a year and a half. We could be well into another General Assembly by the time they need to make the decision. So for now, I'm just going to say, we're going to operate with what we have, and then we'll make those corrective changes as necessary when Congress makes decisions. Of course, in the meantime, we're going to do everything we can to express our viewpoints to our members of Congress and others to say, keep in mind we're in the middle of our budget process. This is not only Ohio; a lot of states are. It would be helpful to know where it is and what you're doing and be concrete in that. But in the meantime, we're going to continue to move forward with where we are.
Peter, what's your opinion of the Affordable Care Act replacement plan?
Well, I mean, look, I haven't truly been able to read a lot of Speaker Ryan's plan, so I think that there is a constant concern where premiums have increased dramatically over time. I think it's something that we have to look at and have to continue to evaluate. I know here in Ohio, it's something that we're going to continue to look at how we can be creative in controlling costs as much as possible, and so I hope to continue to do that. Things like we've done in the last budget from the gosh darn it. Oh, thank you. Health savings account, it just came to me. Health savings account to many other areas. We're going to continue to do things we can. One area that I do hope they continue to address, which I have great concern with, is we're never going to help anybody unless they address the benefit cliffs that keep happening. And at least here in Ohio, we've been able to do some stuff with the child care and child support and making sure that doesn't happen. I'd love to see if we can do more with SNAP here in Ohio to ensure that there's just no drop-off for a lot of these folks that are on some of these programs. So these are things that, like I said, we're going to continue to look at what we can do from the state, but also things that I hope Congress is looking at when they're going forward with some of these plans.
Do you think this proposal in the budget that would kind of shift the costs of textbooks to the universities and colleges, that they would have to kind of burden some of that? Do you think that's going to survive?
Well, I think the big issue is I don't know that you're going after the right. I'm studying it more and learning more about it, to be fair. But I think at the end of the day, who is you really going after? I mean, the publishers are still. So if you told everybody you got to do all your books are on iPads, you still have a publisher charging you potentially $250 for a certificate to access that book. So I don't know necessarily that it does much in affordability. I do want to look at, and what we'll try to do is more areas of how do we get people more involved in College Credit Plus across the state. How do we help facilitate some of that? But also the OCOG line item and helping with the College Opportunity Grant, something I think is very important to a lot of students, and looking at that. So those are areas I think we'll look at to really try to help control costs here in the state.
Are we going to see an energy bill vote before you guys break spring break?
Yes, I would love to see the energy bill that's in Chairman Sykes' committee out before we're out in March, the end of March. I hope to have that on the bill last week of March. On the floor, sorry.
You think you have a veto-proof majority there, or will?
Yeah, well, look, we have 56 co-sponsors, and I think we got a lot more. We got 4 or 5 people that probably will still vote yes, that just didn't have a chance to put their name on those co-sponsors. So I think it'll send a strong message, and it'll show that we're pretty firm on this bill that we're sending over to the Senate.
Yeah, it's kind of to that point too. The governor said on Monday that his opinion on these particular proposals haven't changed.
Well, my opinion hasn't changed either, and so we're going to do our process. So we're going to run that bill.
Can you talk a little bit about this payday lending bill that's out there right now with cap interest? What difference would this make that other bills? haven't made
Well, it's
yet.
the only bill we've had since I've been speaker dealing with the issue. But Representative Kaler and Representative Ashford, I believe, has dropped the bill. We're going to give it the hearings. I'm going to meet with interested parties and have a fair, fledgling discussion about it, see what's going on. And so as that goes forward, we'll continue to look at the need for the bill and hear folks out on both sides. So we're going to have those conversations, and I have been having those conversations.